another episode of Uneke Speaks. I have Mercedes.
Hold on. My name is Mercedes Washington. I'm a makeup artist. I've been doing makeup since 2018. Something about me, people know almost everything about me, which is crazy. Or they think, I don't know. Let's see. I'm a freelance makeup artist and I'm a mom of 2. I guess that's my identity.
Yeah.
I'm a makeup artist and I'm a mom. That's my identity. So yeah.
Okay. So how has your entrepreneurship journey been so far?
It's been interesting. That's the best word. I love being an entrepreneur. I really do love being an entrepreneur. But kind of like we were saying, it has this rough points because as a makeup artist, it's certain times a year, for me at least, that it's super busy. So I know now is a really busy time. So from end of February through middle end of May is a super busy time. And it can kind of get overwhelming because like I said, I do have 2 kids, 2 small kids. My son is 1 and my daughter is about to be 4 months. So it's trying to kind of balance their life with kids, and it's a lot, especially during this time of year, because I have to choose okay, am I going to go hard with my clients, am I going back to back as far as clients, because I feel like I'm always going to lack I feel like I'm lacking somewhere no matter what. So it's I'm either lack when it comes to my business, or I'm gonna lack when it comes to my being a mother or a girlfriend or a friend. It's just I always feel like I lack somewhere because how busy the business can be. But then you have those times December, Christmas, January. Those are really slow months for me. At least what I realize, most of the makeup artists I talk to, they say around pretty much we all have those slow periods at the same time.
Yeah.
And mainly because there's nothing going on. So it's been good. I meet so many different people, and that's probably the best thing about it. Of course, the money is a good thing, but outside of money, I meet so many different people that has helped me with so much different stuff, as far as buying cars, buying this, to helping friends or family get different jobs, stuff like that. I meet so many different people and so many different fields and different lines of work. And so that's what I like about it the most, is that I meet my clients. We sitting there and we half these people, they be nervous, they come in, then we sit, we talk, and before you know it, we've been talking about stuff that I'm we shouldn't even be telling nobody the stuff we tell each other, but we just be up in there just chopping it. And so that I don't have no it's not really nothing bad I can say about the journey. Like I said, my first few years, I felt like I thought I was making money until I went and looked, and I wasn't really making the money I thought I was making. So I guess that was a tough spot, kind of trying to learn how to, we were talking about, put your money, have a way of tracking what you're spending and what you're making when it comes to your business. What else? I never had to talk about this type of stuff with people, so it's kind of strange talking about this. It's been good. The best thing is I get to meet so many different people. I be traveling all these different places. I have clients that be girl, can I pay you? I have one, actually, I'm going to New York this summer. My client, she's having her bachelorette party there, and so she's pretty much paying for me to come out there to do, her and some of her bridal party makeup for the trip. And I went on cruise. I've had clients that just kind of pay for me to just come places just so I can do their makeup, and that's fun because I like to travel. My clients know that, so they know I'll be ready to go. Just let me know where we going and tell me the date, and we good to go. So that's probably the best thing, is forming friendships with my clients. I know how to keep it. I do keep business and personal separate. So I've only ever befriended one of my clients ever where we're actually friends outside of the business. I would kind of, I guess, consider my clients friends, but we don't hang out outside of the business because one thing we learned, you got to keep business and personal completely separate. But it's fun. It's a fun journey. And so every day it's like I tell people I'm learning something new every day, because people just think like when you do something for a while you like this pro, like, oh you just, and I tell people like sometimes my clients come in and they showing me pictures and stuff and I be like, oh I never did that before. But I won't tell them that. I'm kind of just in my head, I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do because I never did a look like this before. And I just get in there and I just do it. So I tell my clients, like, I learn stuff from my clients all the time. Like I had a client that taught me like she showed me something like where I had a problem with my clients with their baby hairs. I'm doing their makeup and like, so yes, and one of my clients like, oh yeah, like I seen this on TikTok, like when you tape the edges down, and so I learn stuff from my clients all the time, like,
yeah.
And so it's rewarding, it's challenging, but it's fun. Like it's like it's a personal challenge. Like a lot of times I get up in there and I try to time myself, because I be trying to work on like my timing sometimes, because sometimes I can get caught up in just working, talking, and therefore you know it, like the whole hour been passed by and I still have to do this, do that. So like I try to create a challenge for myself. Sometimes I'll like put a timer on my phone and like just like get to it, like to see how fast I can actually get down when it comes to it. Yeah. I love doing makeup. Like I can't see myself doing nothing else. Like when I was 18, like in high school, you could never tell me that I was gonna be doing this. Like people don't believe, but I was a tomboy. Like I was the child that people couldn't get me to wear dresses, people couldn't get me to wear sandals. You weren't gonna get me to like do nothing with my hair. Like that was not me. And I guess it kind of just changed like my senior year of high school, I want to say. I never really got into makeup, but I started just kind of wanting to wear hair, get my nails done. And then I went out to college, and I guess I'm kind of getting to another subject. But I'm talking about now, like how I started off, and like that was what we was talking about. But I guess, because you said the journey, like how was the journey? I don't know. I'm gonna let you handle it. I'm gonna let you flow. Because I realized I was just talking, like this how I be with my clients. Yeah. That's why we just be getting deep into conversation sometimes.
Oh yeah. So I heard you mention, you know, different seasons. Sometimes it's like high traffic and then sometimes it's like low traffic. I kind of feel like that's kind of the same for other industries as well. So have you ever thought of like other streams of income?
I have, but it's more so finding the time to, I know I said I want to start doing some type of like, I want to have like passive income where I can just kind of like not have to do nothing and the income is like coming in. Because like I said, having like trying to balance everything, I don't feel like I can throw in another like another service. Like me offering another service, I feel like that would kind of be hard, because I have kind of tried to venture into doing other things. But I'm kind of looking more into options on how to bring in more passive income where I can kind of sit at home on my computer and just have income coming in, like, and so I'm looking into stuff like Airbnbs, you know, different stuff like that, and I just don't really know where I want to take it yet. Yeah. But I have thought about that mainly because, you know, during those slow times, you kind of have to, like, mentally, you have to remember, like, okay, when it's a fast time like this, you have to remember, okay, after May is going to get slow, because summertime people don't really want makeup and stuff. So I have to tell myself, okay, make sure you're putting this up, putting that up, because I will have clients, like I do have clients like in those slower months, like mainly my regulars, and like I have like my birthday clients, like stuff like that. But it's not kind of what it is like when it's like a super busy month. So I do have to, like, you know, kind of manage it. But I have thought about other streams of income. I just don't really know where I want to go with it or what I want to do exactly. Because I always was that person. I didn't have a talent growing up. So having a talent now is like just so crazy, because I was always one of the people that was like, I don't got no talent. Like, what's my talent?
That'd be so crazy to talk to other people, and they be like that, because I always knew what I wanted to do.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, because, like, I tell almost everybody this, but I had my parents buy me, like, the, a Bratz hair salon thing, so I still got, like,
I remember those things, like, I loved Bratz growing up.
Man, But and then it's like, sometimes when the months are slow, that's why I feel like to know your target audience is like best, because a lot of girls be like, oh, I'm not getting weave during the summer, like I'm gonna get braids and but you got the girls that they don't wear braids, or if they don't be like, they know how to take care of their hair, so they not gonna subject themselves to braids. So it's like
a lot of, at the time when I started doing makeup, people were like kind of, which people are getting back into this, like the natural looks, but people were kind of really big on natural looks, things like that. And when I started doing makeup, I like put myself out there as like a bold girl. Like I did the colorful eyeshadow looks. I had all the different colored glitters. Like we were gonna go bold, everything, like light on the face, like bold on the eyes. And I was that girl like when I started off doing makeup. And then over the years, I kind of just, I guess for myself, I kind of like calmed down, because you still have to stick with, you can set yourself apart, but you still have to kind of know that there are trends, and people follow trends nowadays.
Yeah.
Like people don't care what you think look best. If they like, I know now a lot of time I get people and they come, they be like, oh, I want that Jada Waiter look, and like, the look where she have like the brown shadow, like people want to go do that no makeup look, and I like that look, but sometimes I be like, come on now, can we do something like different?
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to like realize that. And then we had the era like with the big lashes, like the 25mm lashes, and I never liked those lashes on myself, but I remember when I had to buy them, I'm like, I hate these lashes so much because they never looked good on me, but I always had to keep them because my clients would come in and that's what they would want. So I guess that's important, like kind of knowing the trends, but also I guess that's where you have to find balance at, knowing the trends, but also setting yourself apart from each other, like from other people.
Yeah, because you do kind of want to like build your brand identity, and that's what's gonna like set you apart versus being so systematic with everybody else. Because I started like doing my own little thing, and it be people that I don't even know, and they'll tag me when somebody else take my work and post it on their page. So it's all about like building your name. Because I don't know, you seen that girl? She had a photo shoot. It was at Sonic, and it was for nails. It was like real cute. The photographer took the Sonic menu off. Probably if you type, I don't know what you'll have to type in, but it was real cute. Like they took the Sonic menu off and basically put her booking site, and she had like her little models. They was all like car hoppers. They had long nails. It was real
Look,
cute.
did you run out to Sonic sis for the photo shoot? Like that sounds
like. Maybe she took it at night because the pictures was dark. Like the background was dark, so it made like all her pink stuff pop.
That makes sense.
It was
I'm gonna have to go look for that because I want to see it.
Or an abandoned Sonic.
That makes sense because it is a lot of them.
Yeah. That was really cute. But I mean, that's what I want to do. I don't want to like be the norm. And then I don't really like them basic photo shoots.
Being normal boring. Like, it's just like, I always tell people like, I don't want to be like a regular girl. I don't want to be normal, because I see people that, people push that, oh, I'm just a regular girl, I don't do this, I don't do that, and I'm like, well, hats off to you, because I don't want to be regular. Like, I want to be like, I want people to be able to look and be like, that's how it is now. My clients, people can be like, oh, you did so-and-so makeup, and I'm like, yeah, how you know? They're like, I can just tell your work.
Yeah.
And I love that people can look at people and be like, that's Mercedes' work. Like, Mercedes did this, because you have to learn how to set, you have to learn how to just, like you said, get your own identity with stuff. Because if you're trying to be like everybody else, then what makes someone choose you over the next person, you over the next makeup artist, you over the next hairstylist? Like, you have to, you have to be able to just be different somehow.
There's like a lot of people want to be the first. So it's like, if you always changing, then they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, Mercedes always on to like the new stuff and stuff like that. So that can be a good thing as well, because who always want to go to somebody that's just like stuck in their ways?
Correct.
Then you setting the trends. I don't know. I find it so weird. Everybody want to be an influencer or a content creator. Then they get mad when people do what they do. And I'm like, that's the point.
That's the point.
I don't have a problem when I see people like posting the way I post or doing the same thing. I'm like, okay, people see me. But people know who the first was.
And some people, what I learned, some people are never going to give you your credit for. It's people that watch you every day that are inspired by you. And they won't give you your credit for being the reason that they did this. And like, that's okay, because I know you see me. And so if you see me, other people see me. And that's okay. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big thing. People always want to be about who was the first to do it. And I don't really, who cares? Like, because I always, especially like being here in Monroe, it is like, it's big, but it's like a smaller area.
Yeah.
So when I see a lot of people like, oh, so and so, they took this from me. A lot of times they got it from somebody from a bigger city, or they got it off TikTok or Pinterest, and they were like the first to do it here. But it's like, you got the idea from somebody else too. Like, why does it matter? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
it do be like a little crazy. People want competition, but it's like, and then that's all they have going for them, because somebody is always doing something and they're like, okay, I see that they like this. By the time it really started trending, they did like 5 other things. So they not really worried about that one thing.
Yep. And so okay, when you said about the competition, that's the thing. One thing I don't like is when people say stuff like, oh, this not a competition. As crazy as it's gonna sound, when you do stuff that other people do, y'all are competition. It doesn't have to be like, it can be like friendly competition, but I mean, at the end of the day, y'all are competitors. Y'all are, like, it just is what it is. And like, when people, like, it is enough money for everybody to get money. Like, it definitely is. But I mean, like, you got Walmart, you got Target, you got other stores. Like, they are competitors. No matter, they don't have to get on there and throw shade at each other. They don't have to, do stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they are competitors. They sell the same stuff. They market the same thing. And like, I mean, it's competition. And like, and I tell you, you don't have to be shady. Like, you don't have to be shady about it. Like, it's just like, I mean, yes, competition. I mean, friendly competition, but I mean, at the end of the day, we all trying to get here.
Cause it's like, even if you're a small town, you still can't do everybody hair, everybody makeup, like, and then you might end up being booked, and they might be like the second resort because they are used to coming to you. And I hate people like, oh, I hate people that like chair hop. I mean,
I don't care about chair
all
hopping
the time. It'll be different if it's the ones that's been with me since like beauty school and never left, and then want to come back and I look at their hair. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, sometimes I be shopping with like certain places for so long, and then I go somewhere else and I'm like, damn, I should stay.
I had to learn. I used to be one of the people, I had to have one person for everything. And as much as I like having it like that, it would inconvenience me when that one person that I went to for whatever wasn't available. And like, of course, you can't feel no type of way because you understand that they have a business. Like, just like, they have a business. They have other clients. They have other, whatever it is. If they sell something, like a girl used to sell lashes, she always had these lashes that I like, and I started like posting about them, and then every time I would hit her up, she would be sold out of them, and I'm like, that was my lashes, now everybody got them. Like, and so it's just, you just have to, and that's what I never mind. Like, I hate when people like talk about people chair hopping, because I never mind my client. I'm not available all the time, like, especially like the past 2 years. Like I said, I had kids like 2 years in a row, so I was like out of the game for a little while the past 2 years. And like, if I had that mindset like, oh, people chair hoppers, like, that's it. I feel like as a business owner, it's inconvenient for my client. If I'm not available, are they not just supposed to get their makeup done? Like, people still want to look good whether I'm available or not, and that's okay. And like, I don't even care about people when people say second choice. If somebody messages me and be like, hey girl, my makeup artist canceled on me, are you available? If I'm available, yeah, because I tell people that gives you opportunity to show them, like, make me your makeup artist, your hairstylist, make me your hairstylist. And I tell people get offended when people message them like, hey, somebody canceled on me, can you do it? And I'm like, I take that as motivation, because now I'm finna like beat your face, like, so you can see, like, I'm your new makeup artist, like. And I've gotten a lot of regulars like that, like, them going to other people and they'll be like, oh, well, they canceled, or they're not available, or they're booked. And I'm like, okay, girl, come on, like. And then they just kept coming to me. And then, I mean, it's the same thing regardless. Like, I have another client, she'll come to me, and then she'll go to another makeup artist, and she always says, she like, I go to her for my natural looks, and I come to you when I want to go bold. And people have like different stuff. Like, I mean, I'm like that when it come to me getting my bobs and stuff. That I go to a certain person for my bobs, like, and I go to somebody else for my wigs, and I might go to somebody else for this. And it's like, but I just feel like, different people are better, and not necessarily better, but some people specialize at certain stuff. Like, some people are like all about weaves, wigs, like, stuff like that. Then you have other people, like, they're really good at cutting bobs, and people are good at colors. Some people good at natural hair. Like, you have different people that, so it's just like, I don't really care about the whole, like, chair hopping thing. I hate that people make this seem like a bad thing because I thought it's nothing really wrong with it. Only thing I tell people that quote unquote don't come. I don't want to talk about. We're not gonna talk about another makeup artist. We're not gonna talk about another hairstylist. Like we're not gonna do that. But other than that, like I don't really care who chair you go sit in. Like I'll see you again, girl. Like that's how I am.
Like, oh my gosh, for real. Like just the little ad libs, cause I just hate when they say it. I don't mind be like, oh, okay, my last price and count something, can you do it? It's when they send like the whole little sob story. Like that's what I don't like. Like, and then they be like, well, they took my deposits. Then they don't want to pay a deposit with you. But it's like, I'm not them. So they want you to change
That's
your
an
rules.
issue. Or people don't want to, like, you know, I have a squeezing fee. Like, so it's like, if I have to squeeze you in, or like a lot of times, because I've seen a debate on that on Facebook, like, why people charge a squeezing fee if they're available. And like, a lot of times people don't understand, just because I'm not doing makeup at the time doesn't mean that I'm not doing something. I'll be like, you know what, and it's like, I might have had plans, like, I probably have, like, if I have my kids, so it's like if I have to stop and do your makeup, if I don't, if my mom can't get them, or my sister or their dad isn't on, like if he's at work or something, I have to at this point pay someone to get my kids to do your makeup, and it all comes down to that. Like I had a schedule, and now I'm having to break away from that, and so it's really like a convenience thing. But people don't understand. Like, so people are like, well, if you're available to do it, why am I getting charged a squeeze-in fee? But it's like, y'all don't realize what else comes with it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, what if I didn't have it, like, in which that's not the happen? What if I didn't have the gas to come to do your makeup today? Then what? Like that, you know, people just never know what. But people are kind of stuck on like, well, if you're available, I don't see why you charging me extra. And like, I only ever charge a squeezing fee if it's like a day that's my off day, and I have to like go to the shop or something to do it, because that wasn't in my schedule. But if I have like a free gap, like I have a 3 and a 5, and like my 4 is like a free gap, and somebody messaged me like, yeah, girl, come on, like I don't trip about this. So
yeah. Like with other people, I hate when other people, like other business owners, get online and like complain, like, or like bad. They try to make it anonymous, but it just happens.
Like,
so,
you know who we know who you talk. I've seen it, and it's so distasteful as a business owner, because what happens is people group all black business owners together, and so you'll see when certain stuff happen, people will say, that's why I don't support black businesses now, and it's like, hold up, I didn't do nothing to you, like, you know.
Yeah.
And come on now, like if you gonna make a status and say, make sure your face clean before you come get your, if I make that say, make sure your face clean before you get your makeup done, and my last client came and her face wasn't clean, she gon' know I'm talking about her. Even if I wasn't talking about her, she would assume I was talking about her. And say for instance, if a client came in after her and they seen her, so now the client that came after, now I'm thinking you talking about the client that just left. So it's best to just keep that to yourself. Like,
yeah.
Some people say too much on social media. Like, don't get on there complaining about your clients. Don't get on there complaining about your business, because it makes it seem like you hate being a business owner. Like, because there are some people that only speak about negative stuff when it comes to the business. Like, well, if you have nothing positive when it comes to your business, why are you a business owner? Because like what, like it's just, some people just make it hard sometimes. So I don't like that. Like, you shouldn't get on there talking about your clients. It pushes other possible clientele away. It pushes those people away.
Yeah, it's like she rude, or like, no, I don't want her to treat me like that. It's ways to like word things. So if they came with like a dirty face, then you could just post like your policies and stuff like that. So everything is kind of together, so it won't be like shady onto that.
And sometimes I don't like to do that only because it comes off as passive aggressive sometimes. So it's kind of, I guess it's kind of like in this situation, it's kind of no winning, because it's like, how do you say it without people feeling like you're throwing shade at them? Because of course I have clients, I have in my bio on Facebook like, hey, no messages, please book on the website. But I still have clients that message me, and I'm not gonna screenshot them and like post it and be like, y'all don't read, blah blah blah. Like, it's like, if I'm not, one thing I always tell people, like, if you message me versus just going on the website, you do have to understand that I may not respond right back because I'm probably doing something. Sometimes I miss messages because I could be in the process of doing clients and I'll get on my phone to take pictures, and then it's like I'll see it, but then my mind is like in a million places, so I forget to actually respond.
Yeah.
So I do tell people kind of be aware of that. Like, if you message me, I may not get right back to you because I'm like, I could be doing something, and like this kind of thing, like, which, because on my website it got like everything you can know, like everything you need to know is like on there, but you still have people that will message you those questions, and it don't bother me like as much as I see it bother some people. Like, all I ever say is that I'll respond when I get around to it. Like, that's the kind of something that I have in my head. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not a priority, but because it is something that's on the site, it's kind of like I said, when I get time, like, I will respond. Because I know with me, if I message you one time and you don't respond, I may message you a second time, but after that, I'm not gonna message you again. So
Yeah.
and so I'm just, and then of course you have older, I have older clients all the time that reach out, and they're not really like good when it comes to like doing stuff on the internet. So a lot of times they'll reach out and be like, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I'm having a hard time booking on your website. This is the day and time I'm looking for, and I'll just kind of be like, hey, I'll put it in for you. Can you send me your name, email, phone number, all of that, and I'll just do it for you because it makes it easier. It's like, if I'm not doing that, why would I pass up on like a possible loyal client because someone didn't understand something on the site, or someone didn't read? In which, yeah, sometimes it is inconvenient because it's like, I made this site, like, I'm paying for this site, please use it. But I mean, people, they just kind of, people just, they don't sometimes, and you just have to. And I guess it kind of comes down to what type of person you are as well. And I just never been rude. Like, I'm not gonna say rude because I wouldn't really say it's rude, but I never minded it, I guess, because some people like words so different. So some people just be wanting clarification, like they be like, hey, I booked an appointment, but I'm just trying to make sure of this. And I'm like, hey girl, yes, this is included, this is your remaining balance, and you just leave it at that. And it's not hard.
Yeah. I just feel like my site is just so simple, and then that's why a lot of people really don't ask me questions. But when certain people do, I'm like, how? And I don't even have that many rules. I got like 5 rules, and that's it. But if they don't want to book on the site, I just be like, well, just call me that day that you want and see if you can do like a walk-in, because I don't want to add you on the schedule and then you don't come. Because I don't text people. Like my friend, she asked me, do you text them, ask them they're coming? The website send reminders. And then you grown, you had this appointment. You got 15 minutes to get here. If you're not here in 15, like, I'm canceling. I'm not going to remind you. But if you don't come and then I done took my time to put that appointment, like, I'm going to be mad. So I just be like, call me that day. And then sometimes they be like, well, you told me to call you that day. And I'm like, well, other people actually booked and they took the time to do that, to secure that spot. So you can come later on today. Or, however you want to work that out. Now they book on the site because it's like, well, now I'm kind of forced to do it. And it's not hard. It's like you just put your name in, pick a day, and you're done.
Yep. And that's what, I don't have 1,000 rules either, because it's, for one, I have a low attention span. Like, I'm not going to read all these. Like, why do you have paragraphs full of rules? Because, for one, people are not going to read it. Like, and then you're going to be aggravated because you took out all of that time to type in all of that stuff on your website, and people aren't going to read it, so they're going to ask questions. And it's like, I guess everybody have different rules, but my biggest thing is just, don't bring extra guests. Be on time. Like, cause that's really all it takes. Like, don't bring extra guests. Be on time. Let me know if you not gonna make it. Like, cancel through here. Like, make sure your phone number and email are correct when you book your appointment. That way, if the address changes or anything changes, I can actually get in contact with you.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing is like, communicate with me. Like, it's easier for you to like communicate and be like, hey, I'm gonna be like 10-15 minutes late, versus you showing up 15 minutes late and I've already canceled you, versus you could like just text me and let me know you're gonna be late, and I can let you know whether that will work or whether we need to kind of put you in a different time.
Yeah, I used to be like, why y'all got all these rules? Until you like get there, but it's like all those rules really don't apply for everybody. So like put the basic necessary rules, and I have like first timer appointments, so I kind of go over there with like the first timer, so if they come like next time they'll know. Or if it's certain services, like at the end when they get done, I have majority of the rules there, like drop your wig off in the box like certain time, put your name on it, blah blah blah.
And I see, I guess that's why it's different for hairstylists, because y'all do have those rules that y'all want. See, as a makeup artist, we don't have nothing that you really got to bring to that before. So it's just kind of be like, just, and even with that, like, don't bring extra people. I've had like, I service all ages, so I don't really do smaller kids, but like I've had people that they don't feel comfortable dropping their 14-year-old daughter off and leaving them somewhere where they're not familiar with the people. And in that case, it's like, yeah, your mom or like one person could sit in with you, like, so you know, you kind of just gotta learn how to, like you said, the rules apply. Like, they don't apply to everyone. Like, I have these rules in place, but as far as like some stuff, I just kind of learned to just, if this make you more comfortable, like if your mom don't trust dropping you off for whatever reason, I don't want to go back and forth with your mom over this. So yeah, your mom can sit in here while you get your makeup done.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's just,
that's cool, cause man, they just be leaving their kids with me, and sometimes they really be making me mad because I be having like a break after them, and they just think I'm a baby. What if I just call 911, like, come get this child, cause I want to go. Like,
I think that's the biggest thing why I don't do it. I used to service like smaller kids, and over time I realized smaller kids don't understand a lot. They're not gonna listen. So it's like, I first had to say, close your eyes, hold your head up, dude. And I just realized that kind of, it was then, like, of course, like, since they're smaller kids, you're charging less. But I kind of realized I was taking the same amount of time on doing like a smaller kid versus, you know, a full face. Yes.
And them babies, they be having more hair than the adults. So it's like, I charge the same. They don't.
And that's understandable because you're doing the same service. It's taking the same amount of time, if not more.
Yeah, they have way more hair. It takes a lot of patience because, like, a lot of kids are scared of water because it's kind of something like unknown.
Girl,
I guess
my
it'd be the
son,
fear of drowning.
Both of us have to kind of get him and just scrub him over. Like, come on, let us wash your hair. Like, so I know how that is. I can only imagine.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience. You gotta have the faucet kind of like on low pressure, but it takes even longer for the shampoo to drain out when it's on low pressure.
And they not gonna understand, like, keep your eyes closed, so they gonna open their eyes, and then some might get in there. So yeah. Like, I say hats off to y'all, cause like kids, like doing like service to smaller kids, I can only imagine how it is.
Man,
it's like you're dealing with the parent and the kid.
Yeah. Then it's like, a lot of parents, for the little girls, they keep their hair like braided up, and that's like cool, but you still need to treat it. And so I say this with anybody: if they don't let me trim their hair, I be like, don't come to me. Or if they don't let me trim enough, I be like, don't come back to me and ask why your hair didn't grow. And most of them would come back and they be like, why it look worse than the first time? I told you not to ask me that.
Look, that's me. Like, I do not. I need to take better care of my natural hair, because a lot of people don't realize that I actually have a lot of hair. And then when I go get my hair done, people like, girl, you got all this hair. And they're like, why you don't wear your hair? And I'm like, because I don't take care of it. And like, one time I went and listened, I like kind of cut my ends and all of that.
What I was going to say? Yeah, because I usually take my hair down like every 2 months, and I treat it and do all this other stuff. But I've been taking like vitamins, and like I wasn't taking it for my hair. I was just taking it for my health, because, like, you know, when you busy and stuff like that, and you stand up, you actually move, you need vitamins. So I took my hair down. I was like, this is an unusual amount of growth for me, because I do get like over an inch a month, like sometimes, but it was like so long. But girl, I had to like cut it. Because the more your hair grow, the more you have to cut. And not necessarily cutting like all of the growth, but I was so hurt. I was like, damn. But it kind of felt good, because I used to be one of those people that didn't want to cut my hair. I was so connected to it. And when I cut it, I just kept cutting.
That's me. I'm one of the people, I don't care about cutting my hair, because I look at it like, it's hair, like it's gonna grow back. And like, I realize a lot of times my hair grows back faster and thicker when I just cut it. Like, I just cut it and it just grows back. And I'm like, I wear weave most of the time anyway, so I don't be caring about. I go cut it off and then just start back over. I don't even mind.
Yeah. I don't know why some people are just so connected to it, like, especially the ones that never wear it. Like, who is gonna see this?
Correct. I don't know. I guess it's a mind thing, like knowing that you cut your hair off. I don't know what it is, because I don't really be caring about mine like that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have anything new coming up?
Oh my god. Yeah, so I actually just got my own salon. What do I want to say about it? Okay, so I just got. Oh, what you were gonna say?
So, like, what's the layout of it? Is it like open space? You got suites?
So I have suites. So as of now, so it's on. So I have like my lobby area, and then I have 3 rooms. Of course, I took one of the rooms, so it's like 2 other rooms left. I wanted to kind of start off smaller because I did some research on stuff, and people always say if a business is going to fail, it typically fails within that first year. Not saying it's going to fail, but you know, I just didn't want to go like I wanted to, for one, get something that I can afford on my own. Like if everybody that's in the shop with me decide they want to pack up their stuff and leave, I still got to pay these bills. So of course, that's something I had to look into. You know, and then like finding people that are actually going to be in your shop and stay in your shop is like really hard because you know people have lives, stuff come up, like things change. One of the girls, I'm not gonna really talk about who because I don't know if they're ready for people to know, but I know she's getting ready to go to college, and so it was kind of like dang, like you know, so I know when it comes to like September, I'm gonna have to find someone to, you know, go into the room she's in, or whatever, because she's not gonna, you know, come home like often. So, you know, that's a thing that you have to kind of look into. That it was, like I said, it was tough. It was a lot of ripping. I have been looking into this since I want to say last September. I have been going looking for buildings. You know, I find a building, people. You know, you do the application, you do stuff, and then people start giving you the runaround. It's like, look, I know I have the credit, I know I have the income. Like, what's going on? Are you not wanting to give it to me? Like, and so that was the hardest thing. Then, of course, you know, finding something that just works for you. Like, as far as like space, I know I didn't want the open. I know me personally, I prefer my own room, and it's like it's not necessarily because I don't trust people, and I don't. It's not because I think people are going to take from me, but I like my own space. My clients like having their own space because, like I said, we sit and we talk. You know, so we got our. You know, I prefer to have my own room, and most people that I know, they do prefer to have their own room where they can kind of close, lock up their stuff. You know, things like that. So yeah, I have 3 rooms. I took one of the rooms. And I have 2 other girls in there with me. I don't know when I'm going to do a grand opening, like, because right now it's just a bit, and the grand opening may not be until like summertime actually, where it's like a slower month where I can actually kind of sit and everyone's available for us to just kind of, you know, get it going. Because right now it's just, I had already said I wasn't going to even take clients there until I got everything set up, but then I realized that wasn't working because it was like I was paying bills and I wasn't utilizing the space because I wanted everything to be together. And it took for my sister to be like, girl, people know that you got it. Like, girl, don't be over here wasting money. Like, she was like, maybe that would make you go ahead and get it together once you actually start taking clients there. And so it helps because now, you know, I have a client, and in between clients I might have like a 30-minute gap, and I can kind of go unbox this, put it up, do this, sweep, do this. So it kind of helps. I'm nervous about it because I've never, before when I first started doing it, I first started doing makeup in my mom's house, like in the kitchen. And it went from that to I had got my own place, and I was doing makeup in another room in my place. And then I went into the shop. I went into shops with people before, and that just didn't work out for whatever reason or another. But now it's kind of like, it feels good to like say that I have like my own now, and not even like a cocky thing really, but it's like a good feeling because every time I've been like working in someone else's, I would always kind of be like, if I had my own, I think I would kind of do it. You know how you always feel like people not doing it the way you would, and like of course you can't, because this is not yours. So it's like, you know, you kind of sit back and pay your money. And I would always say, if I had my own, this is how I would do this is how I would do that. And now it's like seeing like the growth, like from when I started back when I first started doing makeup to seeing now I have my own, like my own salon suite. Like, it's like a good feeling. It's like a really good feeling because I get to be as creative as I want to be. I don't just have one room I have to decorate. Like, I can pull out, like, say for instance, I'm a pink girl. Like, I love pink and purple are my 2 favorite colors. So it's like I can do my room, and then if it's something that I feel like maybe wouldn't work for my room, I can like go decorate the lobby. I can do this. So it's like I can just be super creative with my own space however I want it to be. Yeah. And so far it's been good. Like, it's been really good. I'm not in my house, so I get that mental time away from my family, kids, and boyfriend. I get that space away from them. And then my clients feel more comfortable, of course, being in a salon space versus them coming to, coming to the house. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna do my grand opening, but so far it's going really, really good, girl.
Yeah. Cause I think like what you said, being able to pay the rent if everybody, cause I did so much research before I got my own shop, and one of the latest videos that I watched on YouTube, she said that, and I was like, yeah, that makes, cause I really wanted to be in my own space anyway, but if I was, cause it was so many other places that I saw that was nice, but at the time it was like out of my budget. But now it's kind of within my budget. So it's like now that you have your own space, like you are going to see that increase. I could see that not only just with the people like rent it out. Like if you used to be there by yourself, you could have a store there, like utilize that as well. It's going to be so many
And that's how you can
opportunities.
charge more when you're in a shop because it's more of a professional setting. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people, they like, I'm not gonna pay this to go sit in somebody's house. And I've had people that have not necessarily said it to me, but like when I was in shops and I hear clients say, yeah, like so and so was trying to charge this and she doing it in her living room or doing it in her kitchen, and it's like, people do think like that. Like we as business
Yeah.
owners, we may not think like that because we looking at it like, okay, I got the talent, but like it's like once I got into it, even when before I got my own, when I was even in the suite with someone, I was able to charge more. People were willing to charge more because that you were in a suite. They were they just felt, I don't know why or what goes through other people's head that they feel like they'll pay more in the shop, but people do.
Cause like the worth, and it's like you going to somebody's house, you don't know the ins and outs of their house. Then it's like the smells, the people that's around.
I just talked about this with one of my clients. She was talking about, sometimes it's the people around, and she was like, she's been in people's house that was like really, really cold, or people's house that was really, really hot, or some people have pets and all different type of stuff like that. And it just don't make people feel comfortable. She's like, she did a great job, but I probably wouldn't go back because of that.
Yeah.
And so, like that's why I listen when my clients talk. I may not always respond on every single thing they tell me, but in my head, I'm kind of putting in the back of my head like, okay, this is what they saying. So when it came to getting my own, I knew what I needed, what I didn't and did want to do, because I kind of just took small things that my client would tell me about, what my clients would tell me about different stuff, and I would know, okay, when I do this, this is how I want to do this, because it seems like more people prefer this. And the biggest thing I heard was that most of my clients said they prefer being in a shop where they have a room that they can be in versus being in the open space.
I feel like a lot of people are kind of like inching out of wanting the open space. When I do want to get like a different shop, like a bigger shop, I kind of do want to have like the open space, but I have like that booth, because that's booth. A lot of people, they get it mixed up. Booth rent and suite rent is totally different. Suite rent really should be higher than what it is, but since it's like around here, like they still charge the same as like booth renters. But I guess I say like the people that's just starting, because if you go to a shop and you like in your own room and people walking in, like they not really gonna see you. So I feel like that'll be beneficial, the booths in the front for the people that's new and when they ready to go to the suite.
I had this discussion with someone that reached out for me to be in their shop, and like it was so nice. But I remember I made the comment, I was like, I think that would be a good opportunity for someone that is just starting off. Because for one, it wouldn't have been my own space, but for one, I have a lot of stuff. Like I have so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not enough space for all of the stuff I have, for one. Meaning I would have to take stuff home, and I just wouldn't feel comfortable. I was like, so like you said, like I feel like the open space, like the different booths, it's a lot for people. It's good for people that are starting off trying to build their clientele.
Yeah.
People that may not have a big collection of stuff. And I feel like it do help with clientele, because like I said, if everyone's sitting in one open area, and then say for instance this person doing hair and this person doing nails, they can be like, oh, well, do you have any openings for this day? So I feel like that works for that.
Yeah.
And then like you said, the suite rent, it's like in big cities they be like taxing for rooms. Like they be paying like $700-800 for rooms, and like here you can't.
Yeah, because it's like it's your own space. You can do with it with what you will. So that's like something totally different right there. So it's kind of understandable to pay that like a month. But I don't know, some people kind of get it like mixed up. They're like, no, you shouldn't charge that much. And it's like, Well, you
A
could do
lot
you
of
could
people like
paint.
it's cutting into their money that they're making. But I know when I was like the money I was spending because I was having so much come in.
Hmm.
So me paying like however much I was paying per week, it was kind of like to me at the time feel like just like little chump change in a way because I was like this don't compare to what I just didn't notice the money I was spending as far as like paying my room fee or like whatever like my suite rent. I've never been in like a booth style thing because like I said I always kind of want to be myself because I have my days where I may not want to talk to everybody, and if
Yeah.
I want to be like that I can go in and close myself in my room and just be to myself. Then like I said I like playing music and everybody don't have the same taste in music, so if I'm in my
Yeah.
own room I can play my music to myself and I don't have to hear the conversations because that's another big thing people don't like. I don't want that name like when people say, "Oh, so and so shop. It's so much drama. It's so much gossip." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't play that. No, I don't. I hate it.
Mhm.
Like, I hate it. Because it's just got you don't want that name. You don't want
Mhm.
that name for yourself. You don't want that name for your business because once that name there, it's hard to kind of get that off. It's hard to kind of get that off your. People gonna forever look at it like, oh, that's the messy shop. Like,
Yeah, that's the reputation that it's
mhm,
gonna be. So it's kind of like, and then when you have the workers in there, you gotta figure out, okay, am I gonna do commission or is everybody gonna do booth rent? And I feel like people that do booth rent, they should have like a little bit more freedom to do like with what they will, cause some shops are kind of more controlling. Like they want their name on everything, but they still want
yeah,
you to provide.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like that should be commission. Cause
Yeah,
yeah.
and like, and see how I tell my girls, the only thing I said they couldn't because that was like a part of the lease was that we could not paint. Like
Mhm.
that was a part in the lease, but I was like because I did wallpaper,
Mhm.
and I'm like, but I know they just said we could do anything we want, but we couldn't paint. And of course, if we paint, I mean we could paint, but that's just a whole nother. I don't want to be responsible for having to get it back to the original color and all of that.
Yeah.
So I like, but you can do anything else. And then like the whole, I didn't want to have to deal with the commissioning. And even still, like I still tell my girls, if it's something that you need in particular, like and you just feel like, okay, I don't really have the money to get it. Like I bought one of my girls like a hair dryer. Like she needed a stand up dryer, and I was like,
Mhm.
girl, I'll go grab it. Like it ain't no big deal. Like,
Yeah.
and so it's just like you said, people want to control everything and like I think a lot of times they expected for me to have a lot of rules and it was like this it and I'm like and it was like
Yeah.
so we can come and go as we please. I'm like, yeah, I don't just make sure you lock the door. Like there was I'm like just make sure you lock it, when you leave and everything, but I'm like I don't care. Like if you want to be here till 4 in the morning and taking clients then but just be safe, don't have cameras and stuff, but be safe. Like I wouldn't recommend you being up here till 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
But if that's how you want to make your money, then do it. But I feel like some people are controlling. They want to be able to control what you do with this. And of course you have to have rules because you have to have rules and boundaries. You have to have that because if not, you do have those people that will kind of
Yeah.
take
Like,
advantage and try to run over you. So of course you have to have your rules and stuff. But I'm not going to have a long list of rules. Look, like make your money, pay your sweet rent. Like if you need something or if it's something that, and I do have like an open policy. If it's something you want to come talk to me about, or you feel like I need to do something different or change something, come and talk to me about that because I don't know what needs to change if you never come and talk to me about it.
yeah.
And so,
Yeah, it's good. It's hard, like finding people that will go along with what you have going without being too unreasonable. Cause some people just want to like take, or some people they'll listen and then what you say will go in one ear and out the other. Cause I would let people know like this is what it is. Cause right now I don't want to be over anybody, like, because I felt in other places that I've been at, it was no room for me to grow. So I just have like an empty room. You do with it what you will. And because, like, you might want to leave. So the next person that comes is another empty room because I could have a hairstylist. The next person might be a nail tech or like a tattoo artist. What is a tattoo artist going to do with a wash bowl or a blow dryer? Or like, what is this nail tech going to do?
and there was another thing when it came to painting, like, don't paint your room pink and you're gonna leave next month and I have to, and then the person that come in be like, well, I don't want pink walls. So now I have to be like, dang, how am I gonna get this wall unpink? Like, I just don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah, vibrant colors are really kind of hard. I know I was getting into, but I mean, I really didn't mind it, but I do want it kind of like a revolving door, just to give people like space to grow and go somewhere else, because I feel like I didn't have that. Like, I was learning things on my own at the other place, so, and I kind of feel like other people just don't want to see you like leave. Some shops I hear great stories, you know, they be like, oh, it's like a family, and they don't want to leave.
That's what I want. Like, that's what I want. I want my girls to be able to be like that's actually my plans. Like, I want to be able to, like, when it comes to holidays, like, we do stuff like that. I want to have that. Yeah. I'm not gonna force it, of course, but I do want to be that person where, like, my girls know they can come to me and, like, we can, you know, like, talk to me. Like, if you need something, let me know, because, like, I'm, like, it's not, but like you said, I have been in places where it always felt like, I was working a job that I was being micromanaged, and it's like, hey, like, this is not, or you feel like you didn't want to grow, because it's okay, if it's, okay, we get it, it's yours, it's your shop, but it doesn't always have to be, like, thrown in your face, like, this mine, like, it's like, no, like, you know, sorry what you're saying, like, you feel like there don't be no, or people don't want you to leave, or if you do leave, you feel like it's bad blood because people are now mad that you've left. But it's like, I mean, I have to grow, like, you know, you have to be able to grow, because if not, then, like, I mean, what's the point? Like, if you're just gonna be stuck in one spot the rest of your life, that's not, well, I mean, some people are okay with it, but I know I'm not. Like I said, eventually I want to, like, my goal is I want to have, like, a shop here, I want to have a shop there, I want to be able to go to Miami and have a shop there, and if I need to, like, people call, somebody run this shop, like, that is my goal one day, like, to have this. So I'm all for it. People gotta grow. Like, you have new and upcoming people. I talk about that a lot. Like, you have, like, the younger girls that are, like, coming straight out of high school and stuff, and, like, you have to understand, like, we getting older. Like, I'm no longer like the person I was when I started. Like, I was like 21 when I started, and I'm about to be 27. And you have those younger girls that's coming up now. You have to, you know, realize that, you know, you got the new people coming in, like, and that's something I want to work on. I do want to, like, start offering, like, a mentorship, where I have, like, those, like, where I have people that, I have a lot of clients that come in, like, I want to know how to do, I want to learn how to do makeup, or that's my dream, or, you know, I want to do this or that. So I think that is something I kind of think I want to do, like, you know, I start, like, mentoring, like, people that want to, because that years ago, I want to start more so teaching people. Like, when I turned 35, I'm not still trying to be on my feet doing makeup all day. Like, I want to be the one that I teach people to do what I do. So, like you said, that passive income, where I have that passive income coming in. So,
yeah. I do, like, because sometimes I do, like, brunches and workshops. Like, I like that. That's cool. But as far as the mentorship go, I don't think that I want to do that. Because it's like you gotta constantly, like, be on them. Some people that might sign up, they might, a lot of people like to waste their money. So it's like you texting them like, hey, did you get your business bank account? Did you, like, get your DUNS number? And it's like, you won't hear from them for a while. And it's like, dang, I don't want to make it seem like I just took their money. Right. But it's annoying trying to help people who don't want to help themselves.
That's true.
And I don't want to have to be on somebody else when I need to be on myself too. So I'd rather just do the brunches and the workshops, because that one-on-one stuff, I don't like it.
No, I understand. I understand, because it can be a lot. I can see it.
Yeah, but hats off to you.
We're going to see how it go, girl. We're going to see how it go.
Man, but, yeah, I really do, like, in the future, I do want, like, a bigger shop with, like, the open floor. But I want to make sure I build my name, like, a little bit more, so I will have, like, the traffic for the people who do, you know, decide to booth rent, because they are just getting started and stuff. Because the girls with the suites, you know, they already gonna have their stuff together. Correct. And all this other stuff. So, like, my suites, they gonna be empty, but I have everything else, like, in the front, like the chairs, the stations, and all that. But that's definitely what I want to do, like, in the future.
You can do it, girl.
Yeah.
Cause I always say you gotta just, I write everything down. Like, this was, I keep all my notebooks, and, like, what's crazy is when I started off doing makeup, like, back in like 2018. This was something that I wrote down that I wanted to have like my own space, like, and back then that didn't seem realistic. Oh yeah, I was writing stuff in my notebook, and like at the time it didn't seem realistic, like, cause I was like, this not gonna work, like, and then of course when you don't have like supportive people in your corner, like, at the, my family was not, besides my sister, my younger sister, my family was not supportive when it came to me wanting to do this, because it was kind of, you know, years ago, especially as our parents and stuff was growing up, makeup was not a thing that you seen black people doing. Like, you didn't even have like makeup companies that carried like products for, you know, darker skin complexion. Anything like lighter than me and like a tad bit lighter than me and darker, you weren't gonna find your shade in it. And so I remember when I talked to Mom, and I was like, Mom, I think I'm gonna do makeup, and she was like, you're not gonna make no money doing it. It's a trend. That was her exact words, and I still remember it all these years later. And at the time I was in college, because I thought I wanted to be a nurse, and I hated it. I got into nursing school and I hated it so much because I thought that's what I wanted to be, but I realized that I was kind of just doing it because that's what my mom wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And I could never find what I wanted to do at all. Like, I changed my major so many times in college until it got to a point where I was like, I don't think I want to do this. And that's when I said I want to do makeup. And I remember I would look at these like a lot of the makeup artists now, which most of them have either stopped doing makeup or some of them still do. And I'd be like, I'll never be good like them. Like, how did they get so good? And it's so funny because now a lot of those makeup artists, like, I know they reach out to me and be like, hey girl, what you used? And it's like, it's still like, so it feels so unreal because I'm like, girl, you the OG makeup artist. Like, why are you, like, it's just, it's like a good feeling, but it's like, you come to me for advice, and like, you've been doing, like, I looked up to you when I first started. So it's, I didn't think it would be like this. And like, even now, some days when I'm not doing nothing, like, I just go in there and I sit in the lobby and I just look around and I be like, this is mine. Like, and it feels so good because I never thought it would be like this. Especially like, even with my clientele, like, I never thought it was gonna be like this. Like, I started off doing makeup in my mama's kitchen for my sister, my little sister, and her friends, because she was like a cheerleader, and she was always a person. She was like the popular girl, so she was always had something going on. And I was like literally charging her and her friends, like, well, not even her, but her friends, $15 to do their makeup. And like at one point I was just doing makeup for free just to kind of just do it because I like doing it. And then now it's like those same friends or those same people that was coming to me like years ago, like they booking for me for weddings. And like, I know one of which I call her my sister too. I used to do her makeup when I was doing it for free. And she was like, when I get married, and this one I know I wasn't good. Like, I go back and I look at it and I'm like, what was I doing? And she was like, when I get married, I'm going to get you doing makeup. And she got married last year and she booked me to do her makeup. And like, she was just laughing about it. She was like, remember you were, she was like, remember you was trying to do like my wing liner? And like, you kept messing it up and you just kept making it thicker and thicker and thicker. And it's like, then you got mad and just threw the liner and just walked away. And I was like, and now like, I can like do a wing, like, seem like with my eyes closed. So it's like, years ago, I never imagined it to be like this. And it's like, it's a great feeling, especially when you're doing something you love and making a good, like, a living from it. It's like a really, really, really good feeling. So I'm just kind of ready to see what the future got, like, because it's like, it's going good so far. So I'm like, what else is it that, you know, which I know, hopefully I'm manifesting it. Like I said, I have these salons all over the country and stuff like that. That is like one of my major goals, but I'm just ready to see what the future got.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what you got going on. Can't wait for the grand opening. Like, you gotta do one.
I definitely gotta do one.
When you plan on doing?
Okay. See, I haven't really told people this either. It's like, people think I'm playing, I'm making jokes about it. I'm actually, next month I'm going to get my body done. So after the graduation rush and everything, I'm going to do that. And so I'm probably going to be out for like a month maybe. So I'm thinking more so like beginning of June, like the second week of June, I'm leaning more towards. Because I feel like at that point I can kind of be up, moving around more. Yeah. And like I said, it is a slower time of the year, so that'll probably be when I actually do it. Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait. So, are there any inspiring words you would like to give girls that are thinking about starting their entrepreneur journey?
Don't give up. Yeah. That's the biggest, like, that's the biggest thing, like, it's a don't give up. it's been so many days where I just was like, I'm over this. I'm not doing this. Like, long days or days where I feel like I wasn't making no money, and then I would see everybody else posting, I'm booked, I'm fully booked, and then I'm looking, I'm like, dang, I had like 1 or 2 clients, and like it would kind of like it would hurt, like it would hurt so much because I feel like I had invested like a lot of time and money into it, and I wasn't seeing, you know. But that's the biggest thing, is just to not give up, keep going, because you know, to you may feel like that you know, you may feel like you're here, and then you got other people that look at you like here. So it's like, you got to keep going. You have to like encourage yourself, because you can't really rely on other people to do it. Like, as much as you would want like family and friends and all that stuff to be like your number one supporters, it's not always like that, unfortunately. So you have to learn how to encourage yourself, keep going, and really just, you got to have tunnel vision. Especially, I still have that now. Like, I look up to a lot of makeup artists. Like, it's so many great makeup artists here. But it's like, I have that mindset where it's like, I see me. Like, with me, like, yeah, everybody good, but I'm me. I have to, like, you have to have that mindset. And it's like, some people might think that it comes off as cocky, but you have to hype yourself up, because it's like, if you're not going to do it, like, who else going to do it? You have to be that person. And then, like, I mean, I guess just working for me, like, the best thing that worked for me was kind of, and like, it don't work for everybody, like, standing myself. Like, and I know that's crazy, because people always like network, and I try to network. Like, I found myself kind of like networking more with like other business owners that don't do, like, aren't in the same field as me. But that worked for me, kind of just standing and staying true to myself. Like we were talking about earlier, I'm not gonna do something just because the next person doing it. Like, you know, I stay true to myself no matter what. Like, and that's the biggest thing. Like, it's so, I keep saying like, because it's it's like I said, what worked for me may not work for everybody, but the biggest thing is not giving up. Encouraging yourself, and, you know, setting yourself apart from everybody else. You gotta find a way to be different, no matter in what aspect it is. People, a lot of times, people are not gonna like it. People gonna say they don't like it, but then, like, because some of the people that criticize a lot of stuff that I did in the beginning, those are the same people that like message me like, girl, okay, can you squeeze me in? Like, I know you so booked, can you squeeze me in? And like, you have to be able to take criticism. Like, even like, people mix up criticism with like constructive criticism, and it's a way to like tell people stuff without being like rude about it. But you have to, in this industry, with any, like, pretty much with anything you do, especially like in the beauty world, you have to learn how to like know that you have to be willing to learn something new. Like, you may feel like you're the best person ever, but you have to be willing to learn new things. You have to be willing to take advice. And even if you don't have to change up everything you do because somebody came and told you that you should do that, but you do have to be willing to just listen sometimes and know that you don't know everything. Like, and like I said, it's some stuff your clients are gonna tell you, like, I never knew about this. Like, and your clients teach you something. Like, I have clients that they'll bring me stuff. Like, I use certain brands of makeup. Then I have clients that they'll become, and they'll be like, oh, that's the only thing that worked for me. And I'm like, I don't use this, but I'll use it. And then I use it. And I'm like, girl, what was the name of that? Like, I love that. Then I'll start using it on my, so you have to just be willing to learn. Like, you have to be, because you get sucked. This industry will, like, chew you up and spit you out. Like, so you gotta just, you gotta be strong-minded.
Definitely do. Well, it was fun having you.
I told you I'd be showered, girl.
Okay, so that's it for this episode. I'll see y'all next time.